Hey everyone, Brian here, and we've missed you, and it's time for our new episode. But before we get into that, it's time for this week's new promo, and we got a new one for you all. This one comes from the Storyteller Squad, so let's check it out now.
Hello, adventurers! Do you enjoy stories about monsters and magic? Welcome to Autumn Falls, a cozy small town in the Pacific Northwest. There's mysteries to uncover, but first, let's check in with our heroes.
He's scooping about, like he probably shouldn't be. I'm Hugo Rashad. Fighting monsters isn't the safest thing.
Bright pink, over-caffeinated, it's me, Bethany Miller. When you said disaster queer, every single person looked away.
Can I get verbal confirmation that none of you will say anything about what you saw today? Agent Lonnie Whitaker, reporting in from the Eastie Agency. Lucky for you all, Lonnie is very cool.
It's really weird and bizarre and a whole lot of feeling stuff that I did not want to get into, so I kind of booked it out of there. I'm Raven Eugenia. Every coherent thought has just left my brain.
I just wanted to be friends because that's what everyone else was doing. My name is Damian Edgecrest. I want to be like these people, you know?
Clearly talking to the tree is not a normal thing that people can do. I'm Felicity Starnbrook. Surprisingly, I'm useful.
If I'm being perfectly honest, I don't want people knowing what I am. I'm Aiden Brightwood. Well, that was not the magic I expected to be practicing. If you'd like to join our heroes as we play Monster of the Week, then check out the Storyteller Squad, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Let's have an adventure.
Wow, Poppers, that was a mighty headbutt that Ryoko delivered to Munroe. Can we expect more shenanigans like that as our hodgepodge team with its newest member continue their conversation here at the bakery? Let's not hold you all in suspense any longer and start the show.
So I rolled a 17, a 15 plus 2.
All right, that hits.
Okay. I headbutt her back.
I think he roll.
That's an unarmed attack, so wouldn't it be a D4 plus strength?
Yeah.
That works. 6 points. I rolled a 4, and my strength is plus 2.
After Munroe headbutts her back, Yuzi's gonna shove his quarterstaff in between them.
She just takes the headbutt, and you just see blood start, a little bit of blood come down her nose, and she lines to go and wipes it off and looks at it and shrugs.
That's how you headbutt.
7.
You.
Both of you. We're in a bakery right now. Let's not turn this into a bar fight.
Alright.
Right, I forgot. The illustrious Yuzi, Master of Justice. All because he wears this green skin-tight uniform and gets to prance around in a giant robot.
I'll just take it. I'll take it.
What the hell kind of giant robot is a frog anyway?
It's an amphibian, just like me.
I think at that, Daryl goes, well, that giant frog made sure there was an Adoko to be standing in the Great Henshin War, Munroe, so I would think you would want to give it a little more respect, considering you wouldn't have a home if it had been here.
That, yes, him, maybe.
What did you do to stop him?
I was being a guard and evacuating the citizenry.
You inspired him?
You kind of see like Stewie turn head tilt right at Munroe at that.
He asked me a question. I answered honestly. I didn't say, hey, you know what sounds like fun? How the hell was I supposed to know he'd take what I did to that ship in the harbor as a plan?
We all must live with the consequences of our actions.
Oh, don't you start.
So we've all made mistakes then, but how do we fix it now?
I failed to see how I made a mistake. All I did was answer a goddamn question. What he did with my answer is not my fault.
Yet still, it's a consequence of your actions, and you'll live with it.
I will crack your skull.
No, you won't.
I think as you guys are talking, you hear another person come inside the door.
Oh, god damn it.
And this person is in peace. And oh yeah, no. Munroe would actually be saying that because you just hear someone trot over
Munroe would be saying that or wouldn't?
Would be saying that because they're not trying to be secretive. As you see a short goblin figure walk over to you with blue, kind of like a bob cut hair, a pair of goggle-like glasses strapped on her eyes, and a giant bazooka strapped to her back.
Oh.
And she's wearing a green jumpsuit and pink lines, and she walks over to the group, goes, "Yo, Yuzi, Obsidian, I need your attention devices right now."
Question. It's fair to say I know who this person is, yes?
Yeah, you would know this as Brekka Shortars.
Shortars.
Yeah.
Do we know her?
A bounty hunter.
Ah.
You might, as a city guard, she is a bounty hunter, probably about as troublemaking as Munroe is.
And you know she's an artificer.
So doubly so.
You know what? At this point, Yuzi won't even question it. I'm just gonna hand it to her.
Obsidian isn't quite as forward with his, just kind of stares at her for a second, wondering why. Because I don't think Obsidian doesn't know them.
So what kind of explosion are you going to make this time?
I think Brett goes, "Look, I'm here to fix your Zords. Do you want it to take 8 hours or do you want it in 1 hour?"
Go with the 8, they won't explode.
We gotta get back to it. Take it.
I give it to her as soon as he says that, just kind of staring at him. Just being directly contrarian to this asshole. Obsidian is in a provoking mood today.
I also find it interesting that out of the 3 characters I've played on the show, all 3 of them have a reason to hate your ass. And yet you and I are like best friends.
Everyone hates Obsidian. That's just kind of his thing. I mean, everyone justifiably doesn't like Obsidian. He was a bad guy, but still.
I don't know, man. I think Yuzi finds something peaceful about having Obsidian around.
He has every right to not like him. I mean, I'm pretty sure Obsidian at one time punched that frog during the war.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus hates him because, you know, he was a villain. Not Marcus, but, you know, Obsidian.
Yeah.
Aaron is just an asshole, and Munroe is just a jerk ass.
I like how 2 of them have the name ass in it.
And
Brekka nods and goes,
well,
good.
I was going to say, I mean, she is a goblin. This is actually a nod to Terry Pratchett, may his soul rest in peace, and Sherry Littlebottom, a dwarf from his Discworld series, whose last name translates to short arse. So how could I not?
I like that.
Brekka nods, and then you see her. She looks over at Baker, and Baker goes, sugar, the rest are in the back. And you see her march over the door, kick it open, duck down as a laser beam goes flying in the room and through the wall, and just charges in and closes it. There's a lot of arguing inside. And then I think a few minutes later, you see her walk out with the other henshin devices.
Munroe's just going to drink his coffee. He's going to stare at that laser that made a hole in the wall, but he's just going to drink his coffee because he is not getting paid enough to deal with this bullshit.
I'm going to lean over to...
Is he being paid at all at the moment?
Oh, yeah. You're technically a government worker.
Yeah, and the government just had a major shift, so have they fixed that yet? I don't think number one priority would be getting the making sure the payment system was still in effect.
Still, a government worker, he ain't getting paid enough for this shit, especially now, no.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna just ask Sid if he could try his out first.
Try his what?
Hey, Sid, do you want to try your recaster first?
Just kinds of glares at him. And we should probably, as a reminder, we probably should stop calling him Sid, because when we do, we have a player called Sid.
Yeah.
And every time Sid is said when they're here, it just causes confusion, so...
Oh, yeah, it confuses her.
Yeah, it's Obsidian, or Abi, or Obsidian.
Ah, that's right.
Abi. If you call him Abi, he will punch you with his hammer. Obs is fine.
Call him Dian or Dio. Dio. That was a JoJo reference. Anyway,
yes.
Sorry. This is what you get when I don't have enough sleep. All right, moving on.
We get JoJo jokes?
We get me being a dumbass.
Hey, if it involves JoJo jokes, I'm here for it.
So I think Jerry was just rubbing her head and goes, so apparently before all this shit happened, like I said, a koala man showed up. He said he needed to talk to the rainbow people. And he looks at Obsidian and Yuzi that he knew how to save the world. And then he saw my hammer, and as he examined it, he said it was the key. Apparently, all this time, I have been carrying the artifact of a dwarven goddess.
Is there a gatekeeper, O Keymaster?
I don't know. Maybe that's the person who stole the hammer, Mr. Blow up the ship in the harbor and then nuke the remains underneath because you couldn't.
Just stop. You lost it halfway through.
Mr. Blow up the ship in the harbor.
You tried, you failed, Ryoko. Just no. Banter's not your strong suit.
Takes a lot of practice to be good at snark.
Ryoko's more of the I'll just burn a cigarette on your arm.
I'm sorry, Sean. You were doing good, but I saw an opportunity to snark and I had to take it.
No, it's fine.
You tried, you failed. Maybe next year.
My plan is this, if I'm being honest. He's not going to get any more powerful. This is my thought on everything. He's turned himself into a monster. They don't have levels. Nothing. Hello?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, no, I was saying nothing on the meta joke.
No, I saw the levels, but considering the absolute insanery that is, Gestelheim and our setting, the fact that people throw around the word levels in a completely serious context probably wouldn't be out of place. So I took it as just part of the weirdness of the setting.
What we need to do, you guys put up a good fight, but you're not powerful enough to deal with this.
And as she says, put up a good fight, Munroe's he just kind of wiggles his hand back and forth going, eh.
I'll glare at you for that.
Munroe will just sip his coffee and go, and? with his eyebrows.
Ironically, I think our goals might align at this point with what he wants. If what I've been hearing is true, I heard you had a message for everyone.
He just points at the eye stone.
Okay, I think she hits it and plays it through again, and you just see her kind of like, her expression keeps shifting. It's getting angry, then sad.
Then angry again.
Angry, then resigned.
So how much of what he said was true? Did you really usurp his family's rule of this city? Did you really hostile take over Nadoko?
We didn't hostilely take over, but...
Because it sounds like he has a pretty solid beef with you and the wife.
It's the problem with democracy, Munroe.
What democracy? Nobody elected either of you.
Actually, that's wrong. She holds out her hand. Actually, Munroe, we did hold elections.
Oh.
But I do see his point. He had no chance to be selected. He wasn't the story. We were the ones who protected the city.
And what the hell is with chaining him up under the city? Whose bright idea was that? And I should point out that Munroe's tone is actually questioning, not accusatory in this case. He really wants to know whose bright idea it was to chain somebody underneath the city like a storybook prisoner like that.
That was the founders of Nadoko. I think Ryoko just sighs and goes, that was what the creators of Nadoko were like. They were... they weren't even the creators. Now I think about it, they just, I don't know. It's complicated.
So you had nothing to do about that, which means that shouldn't be a beef between him and you.
That shouldn't be a beef, but at the same time,
He's angry. It's all conflated together. Yeah, I get it.
Well, to be fair, he had no one. We tried to let people know about everyone that we found when we finally started taking apart what his family had put in charge. But think about it. Who are you going to vote for? Are you going to vote for the people who helped save your city? Or someone you just found out about that was chained under a building?
Fair.
We should have had new elections sooner, but just with everything going on, we've been rebuilding. We're still rebuilding from all the damage that the original creators made, even years later.
Sounds like somebody didn't have the proper socioeconomic programs in place.
I got focused on showing strength because that seemed to be what the people wanted. Considering no one's revolting, everything's still running along, I may have been wrong. I will admit it.
Yeah, well, that lot of good it does admitting it here in a coffee shop, donut shop.
Bakery. Sorry.
To two people who had absolutely no ability to stop the giant monster and me.
No ability?
I don't know, isn't this your whole kind of, thing?
I don't know about you all, Obsidian.
You're the colorful heroes that, strap a rainbow suit onto your ass and fight giant creatures that are intent on rampaging through the land with your giant robots. And what did you do?
We were a ragtag team put together. I didn't know them before they came to Nadoko. I'd been here the whole time.
Yeah, chewing off everybody's...
We're not a band of heroes. We're a group that came together to try our best.
Well, here's the thing. Your best wasn't good enough.
And what was your best?
Excuse the fuck out of you?
You didn't stop them at all.
Ooh. I didn't know that Augustus was a traitor.
Neither did we.
No one did.
I didn't know he was planning on turning himself into a giant dragon turtle, but when he burst out of the ground...
Wait, but neither did we.
I was busy in the streets making sure the citizens were getting to safe areas. What the hell were you doing? You were playing a video game!
When he burst out of the ground, we came right into action and tried to stop him.
And did you?
We stopped a lot more damage than he could have done.
Did you?
Yes, no people died.
No people died, but a bunch got injured. Buildings were destroyed. So now, all that rebuilding that she and her wife have been doing over the years, completely undone. Who knows how the hell longer it's going to take now. On top of that, we're talking about a regime change.
Would you rather drag an injured body or a dead body?
I'd rather drag no bodies, thank you.
Well, that's not an option.
Don't try and stand on a moral high horse with me. You chew off everyone's ear about justice and what's right and all of this. Hate to break it to you, but those are kids' stories. Folktales and fantasy. The world is not black and white.
And people, this is coming from the person who says he is not a voice actor.
You can stand there and preach all you fucking want about the good and hard battle that you did. But you know what? The fact that you're standing here bitching and moaning about it tells me you didn't fight hard enough. The reason I say that...
We fought until our team is almost dead. Marcus, I don't know if he's gonna live. The Bessie's with him somewhere. I don't know where the hell Gabby is. All I know is Obsidian is next to me, and we have no ability to get back out there and fight because we got our asses handed to us by a dragon.
Also, you easily gave up what gives you your powers to a psychopathic bounty hunter.
So that we don't have to wait to get back out there.
Yeah, good luck surviving the explosion that's going to happen.
It's better to try than sit here and drink coffee.
Which you were doing before I came in here to deliver the message.
Yes, we had to wait anyways, but now we don't have to wait as long. And we're not going to suicide mission out there. We're going to do what we can to actually fight against him.
All right, let me ask you this question. You talk big about your leader, Mr. Red Suit, right? But not 2 minutes ago, you're talking about how you didn't know him from anyone else because he had just come to the city and you've been here all your life. Explain that to me. How can you be so loyal and hold him so loftily when you haven't known him for what, a week?
Because I trust him. He came here looking for help. I helped him, and we ended up staying together.
Well, that's where you're a damn fool.
For trusting somebody?
Yeah.
For seeing that they have values of human life as well? For seeing that they want to help people? For helping him directly, and then getting caught up in this mess in the middle of that?
We all thought that Augustus was helping us, that he was a good guy. We all trusted him. Now look where it's gotten us.
By the way, as you guys are talking about this, you hear a ding as another person walks in.
Who the fuck now?
Oh man, it's a busy day.
Welcome to the Breakfast Club. Pull up a chair.
I should say that was in character too, because this is
Yeah.
Munroe.
Yeah.
I'm loving the cavalcade of NPCs.
You hear someone walk over as a human female head is planted on the table and is set so it's glaring at Munroe.
Gripes.
As Munroe, you see your cousin, Marion Albright, just glaring at you.
Oh, fuck, what are you doing here?
Well, my dear cousin, I was here to make sure my little brother was not dead. You know, your cousin who you have been shitting on for what I've been hearing for the last minute or so.
I'm sorry, what?
Whose brother?
Marcus Albright is the Red Ranger, Munroe.
What, seriously?
Yes, the dorky little brother, the guy who was in the trenches through the whole Henshin War you've been hearing all those stories about. That's the guy you've been dissing about how he's high and mighty despite being literally had been a simple soldier, no powers whatsoever, fighting in the Henshin War.
No shit.
I will just stare at him disapprovingly.
Munroe is honestly shocked. He had no idea that the Red Ranger that he had been dissing is actually family.
So do you still think silly Red Ranger is going to be a traitor to the city?
One, I never said he was a traitor. I said you couldn't trust people, which two, still stands. And three, if you don't mind, I need to wrap my head around this for a minute because I had no fucking clue that my cousin is one of you freaks.
And you also see seeing that the chair pulled over as a headless body with a flame coming out of the neck sits down next to you.
By the way, allow me to introduce my cousin, Marion Albright.
Would you like a coffee?
Don't mind her, she gets a little ahead of herself.
She just stares at you for a moment and goes, and then you see the head just shake on the table. It's like, why?
Oh, now, don't go losing your head over a bad joke.
And she just sighs.
I see you have a strong head on your shoulders.
I think she turns at Yuzi and smiles. All right, I like this one.
You would.
Yes, I only found out recently because apparently he's only been here about 2 days or so.
Yeah, I heard that some guys have come in from Azamar Grove looking for help because, you know, they exploded and that jackass Bone Meister got freed from his prison. I was busy across the city, so I didn't see them come in, so I had no idea that it was Marcus. First I saw of these yahoos was them in their rainbow-themed suits before the giant robot popped up.
Look, like I said, we don't know if your cousin, I'm going to look over at her, your brother, we don't know if he's going to live or not. Right now, he's with one of her teammates.
The angry wolf chick with the angry eyes.
Yeah, the angry wolf chick. That is a good description of her. Somewhere away from the danger. 3 out of the 5 of us is missing, but we don't know if they make it or not. Right now, we need your help.
Marion just thinks for a moment. Well, I can tell you this much. He's probably going to survive, but just prepare yourself. Our family line is...
interesting.
That's one way to put it.
That's about the only way to put it without causing a migraine or an aneurysm.
Metagame me knows it is a mess.
Let's just put it this way. I was born human, and then this happened, and she points at her head, and now I'm not. So if he's hurt bad enough that you're thinking that he may have some changes.
Yeah.
We'll take that in.
Like she said, family's interesting. For the record, I've always looked like this. And he just kind of puts his hand over his face.
Well, isn't that a shame?
Listen here, beak lips.
What?
Sorry, I had a TMNT movie moment there when Casey and Donatello were trading insults alphabetically.
Beak lips.
Yeah, beak lips. He's a turtle. They have beaks.
That's the best insult you've had all day.
I try.
It was just so unbeat. Okay, that was just good.
I have my moments.
My absolute.
I think Ryoko says, well, from what I've been told, we need to find the hammer and get you guys the hammer.
Well, I vote the person to find the hammer be the one who lost it and is already soaked from having a dip in the harbor.
Rude.
Were you looking for that boat that sank?
Ryoko just stares at Yuzi and glares. I went back to where it fell. Someone stole it, Munroe. It sounds like we need an investigator. And thank you for volunteering for the service. The Doko will appreciate your help with the henshin in finding this device.
Says the deposed Duchess with no real political power.
Where to drop?
Well, Munroe, welcome to the team.
Oh, god damn it.
Where'd the hammer drop?
I think he goes, oh, I don't have any power, but I know for a fact your sister has a higher rank than you. Isn't that right, Marianne? And you just see her get the widest, evilest smile and goes, well, yes, I believe you're right, Ryoko.
Except I am on direct orders from our new glorious ruler, so that can go jump in the lake. You know the direction, don't you, Ryoko?
Ryoko, Ryoko goes, yes, but what was his exact instructions?
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
I'm on direct orders from the
Yes,
ruler.
and what is it? What were his direct orders, Munroe?
To deliver a message, which is done.
Erik, roll me a history check.
You're not helping, Bone Boy.
Never said I was.
Bone boy.
13 on the die, and you said history?
Yeah.
So that's a 16.
His exact words were to deliver the message and make sure this is dealt with.
And I delivered the message, and it was dealt with.
So your job's done.
Now I'm on a coffee break.
So now you can take orders from someone else.
Looks like you have some free time.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you?
I think, Marianne, well, you just took care of it, so now I'm giving you new orders. Unless you want to go back and ask for new orders to supplement these. You really want to go back to the boss and ask, hey, what can I do for you? I want to help these people out. And she grins at you.
Oh, help me, gods.
Munroe, unless you want a career?
I will use your head as a sports ball.
Well, Munroe, unless you want a political career, I think you're kind of stuck with us.
Weighing my options, I might lean for the political career.
Look, I know we have our differences. You probably even hate us, but I know you care about...
Yeah, I'm not too fond of the people that half destroyed the city.
If that's how you want to view it, then so be it. But I know you care about Nadoko. And I know you care about your sister.
How else should I view it?
I know you care about your family, so
Yeah.
help reconcile it.
Also, you're going to be helping to work against the other person that destroyed half the city. It's some justice.
See?
Now see, Humor Boy, he has a point.
I just realized Yuzi has the mentality of the Avengers. Destroy all of New York, but we saved the town.
Well, technically they say... Well, okay, no, I didn't know if you were talking about the movie, never mind.
I mean, not wrong. They didn't exactly keep the city destruction down to 0, but granted, it could have been worse.
And in the movies, at least, both times they saved the world. Instead of just... they lost the city to save the world.
Yeah.
I think as you guys are continuing to talk, you just see Ryoko just stand up and point out the window like, there! Look!
And the camera will probably pan out from an outside view, looking through the window, as Ryoko is pointing at the camera, and we all just kind of turn and lean as we look.
What are we looking at?
You see the town guards, Pandy Michaels and Nan Lamax, a munchkin, which is a tabaxi gnome hybrid, and a beefling, a bugbear tiefling hybrid, walk toward the apothecary next door with a very alive Misky and the Duchess Belladonna. And then there's a weird gargoyle-looking woman with a pink and purple unitard walking with them. And what appears to be a 3-foot-tall marsupial man thing with mouth tentacles walking along with him, carrying a very large shield on his back and several implements.
Man, if that's a koala, I don't want to piss it off.
I didn't know koalas were so ugly.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't think he's an actual koala. That's just the descriptor I could think of. That's Lux. It looks like they succeeded in the evacuation.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'd like to know why Belladonna and Mitsuki are back here, because last I saw they were sliding out of here like the 7 hells were after them. I thought they were safe. What the hell are they doing back here?
Well, we're probably here for safety. I did tell them that they probably figured you guys were here, so I will go and get Lux, and then he can explain to you how you are all going to save the world.
All right.
Oy, fuck.
He has a funny voice, just be prepared. Ryoko says, very adorable.
You know, Munroe, probably going through it right now. You hated the henshin, and now you're helping them.
I will use your shell like a toboggan.
It's already been done, buddy.
Your cousin beat you to it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Marianne kind of sighed, all right, well, I'm going to check on my brother, and I'll stay here to protect him, so whatever you guys got to do what you got to do. Find out where the hammer was, find out what he's talking about, saving the world, because that's a little too highbrow for me.
And it's supposed to be my bag?
That's to secure the bag, my boy.
She just looks at Munroe. Well, Munroe, you were the one who came to the coffee shop and didn't leave when you had a chance. So you're the only officer on break right now. So you are the only open operative.
God damn it.
And she smirks at you. And she picks up her head. And she walks into the back.
You may even be able to ask Goblin Girl to make you a makeshift recaster.
No, fuck that noise.
I don't blame you. I'm terrified to use it.
And I also think if you guys are looking out, you can see Brekka and a series of other artificers in the city working on fixing up your Zords. There's a lot of fire.
Oh, Lord.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
I think Munroe is just going to rest his head on the table and just curse his luck.
Curse his Lux?
Oh, absolutely boo! Leave the bad jokes to me.
I'm putting that in the
That's a good descriptor line for this episode.
Leave the bad jokes to me.
No, Munroe curses his Lux.
Oh, that too.
I can actually see that being part of the episode little thingy, you know.
Yeah,
Obsidian
the
this,
descriptor,
Yuzi that, Munroe curses his Lux.
Obsidian people watches.
Yeah. I think that you do see Gabby kind of peek her head out as this newcomer comes out and just looks on in awe as Marion walks in, and she walks out, and then she looks at the group.
Wait, Gabby is with us?
Yeah, Gabby was in the room with Sebesti at the time.
Okay.
And just for note, she'll probably be staying with. Well, she's going to be in the first episode of the guest thing, but she'll probably be staying back to help protect Marcus too.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Unless you want Gabby to come with.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, but it also makes sense that considering how connected she is to Marcus for her own reasons, that she stays back too. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think she looks at the table and then she looks at Munroe and she kind of squints, tilts her head.
He squints back.
And then she, her eyes go wide and she goes she starts pointing at you. And then she looks at Yuzi and Obsidian. And then she starts pointing back at the room Marcus is in. Then pointing at Munroe. And with a quizzical, a hill-to quizzical look. And he's just pointing back and forth.
I mean, Munroe gets it and he answers the obvious questions
yeah,
I am his cousin.
Yeah, the family.
Yeah, I already say Ryoko left the room.
Nope, she's still there.
Alright, she just sighs and stands up. Alright. Like I said, I'll go talk to Luck.
Right.
Go check on your wife and daughter. I'm sure they're gonna be happy to see you.
Yeah. I'm gonna need a long vacation after this.
You and everybody else.
And you see her walk out of the room and walk across the street, and I think Baker goes, so, should I just make you something? Anyone want anything special? Or anyone know anything special they might want?
I don't know. I could do with another coffee and another couple of these maple logs. They're delicious.
She nods and goes, guys want to try something new I came up with?
Depends. What are we talking about?
I'll take it.
It's this dish I heard from that city of Corpulence. It's call it the flag of the boot. It's a cheesy, saucy bread pie.
Odd.
Throw 5 of them at the table.
Sounds interesting. Yeah, sign me up.
Obsidian doesn't need one. He's good with leftovers because he can't taste food anyway.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do so. I just realized, do you still have the jacket on?
Obsidian?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
roll me a perception check, Ursel.
Oh no.
Is this the jacket of taste buds?
Oh, 17. And perception is +1, so 18.
Ursel, Obsidian notices something weird, and as he thinks about it, you've actually been tasting stuff. You don't have taste buds. And I think you look down at your jacket and you think about everything. It is the jacket.
Oh, that shirt you gave me.
Yeah.
I didn't write that down. Oh, did I? I don't think I did.
And then as you think about it, it's not like making you alive again, but you think about it, and you think because of how it's tuned and how it's constantly healing you, you're starting to realize you're starting to get some of your senses back that you missed as a skeleton man. Like, it's been so long since you've had a sense of smell. It seems to be magically granting you those senses. Like, you've actually been tasting the bread. I feel like it's just now that you're as you're bringing it, you're thinking about it, you realize, wait, that was what? I think it makes sense for the jacket since it's connecting you to the beats. You're connected into the universe. So it's almost like a what's the term? Meditation thing.
Yeah.
And so I think this episode ends as Baker says, "Well, only one will fit on the table, but I'll throw you together something nice." And you see you're just working and baking in the back as you see Ryoko go across the street. And as the strange koala man starts walking back over,
Obsidian offers to help carry the thing in, and while they're just in the back or wherever they're getting it from, which is probably not in the main room, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
He probably leans over to her and is like, watching these people at the table, I think I'm starting to understand the appeal of soap operas.
Wow.
It's been very entertaining watching all this unfold in front of him.
Baker just smiles and goes, "Oh, honey, why do you think I became a baker after being a barbarian for so many years? You just
People watching is enjoyable.
You just sit back and watch the drama happen."
Watching drama is so much nicer than causing it.
I mean, you think she just smiles and she actually gives you a good hug. "I'm just glad to see you having friends again, Obsidian. Gain back a little bit of what you lost back in the day." Baker comes over with this large pan and a circular pizza pie with all the toppings being placed on the table for y'all. So we've finally gotten the full Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle circle. You got a turtle, he's a ninja, he's a fast hero, and there's a pizza on the table. And then next time we'll have Adam on board.
That was a lot there, Poppers. Munroe found out Marcus is the Red Ranger, our favorite tentacled marsupial will be coming back, and we found out Ryoko lost the hammer. Wow. Well, if you are enjoying the show, remember to leave us a review. It really helps us in the long run. And if you would like to talk to the cast, join us over at the Cast Junkie server. And remember to follow us over at Twitter at Dungeons and Pop. Until the next episode, Poppers.